This video is going to cover topic 3.6, percent markup and markdown, and some of the percent vocab in your notebook. So the items you're going to need for this video are the 3.6 note sheet, and you should also have these 3 vocab words that you'll be filling in based on the video. So first off, we're going to talk about what a markup is. You have to understand that businesses have to mark up their items. Sometimes people will complain that an item is overpriced and that it's unfair and a ripoff that a business is charging a certain amount. Now, sometimes items are marked up quite a bit, so I can understand someone complaining about that. But a business does have to mark up an item. If they don't make a profit, they will not be able to pay their employees. They will not be able to pay operating expenses such as rent and just various other things like insurance. So they have to make money off the items they're selling. So they have to charge more for the item. For example, if you have a car dealership like this Jeep dealership here, they might buy the car from the manufacturer or pay $28,000 for the Jeep. They're going to charge the customer more because they need to mark it up in order to make a profit. So they could mark it up to $30,800. Therefore, if you subtract those two values, the markup is $2,800. That's how much it's been marked up in dollars. And if we calculated that as a percent, it would be a 10% markup, which is what we'll be talking about in this video, how to find the percent markup. Now we're going to start off with getting this vocab done. So please look for your percent of change. That should already be in your notebook, and fill in the blanks that you need to. Here are the blanks that you already had. And so now I'd like you to answer a question about the blanks to make sure your notes look good. The next vocab word is markdown. Please fill in the blanks on your markdown vocab. Here are the blanks that you should have filled in. So please answer the question based on these blanks. This is the last vocab, which is markup. And I discussed a little bit when I was talking about the Jeep dealership. So please fill in the blanks for markup. And here are the blanks that you should have already filled in. And please answer the question based on the blanks. Now we're going to be doing the 3.6 note sheet. So please look at example 1 and highlight some of the key concepts. So just walking through how this problem was done, the table up here tells us that the cost to the business was 25 cents. So that means a store like Staples will have paid 25 cents to the company that made the notebook. And then Staples is going to charge the customer a selling price, which in this case is $1.50. So these are percent markups, meaning that it's going to be a percent increase because all these values are increasing in order for the store to charge more. So step 1 is you find the difference between the selling price and the cost. So $1.50 minus 25 cents will be $1.25. That's how much Staples is charging more based on the cost of the notebook. In our setup, we're going to put that 125 in the numerator, and then the original, or in this case, the cost, because that's the original price Staples paid, will go in the denominator. And now we solve for the unknown percent. So we take 125, divide by 25 cents, and we will get 5. Now 5 is not the percent because we still need to multiply that number by 100 in order to find the percent. So this problem, it is a 500% increase, which means this notebook costs 5 times more for the customer than it did for the store. So in that case, it is kind of a steep markup. It is a 500% markup. Here is the note sheet that was pre-done. So if you didn't already highlight some of the key concepts like the step 1 and that the cost is what goes in the denominator, then you'd want to do that now. So I'd like you to try the bicycle part of this as a U-try. So please try to find the percent markup for the bicycle. So what you should do is you should take 300 and subtract 180 to find out how much it's been marked up by. So the markup is $120. That's going to go in the numerator. And then we look at what the original is. The cost in this case was 180. Divide the two values and you'll get a repeating decimal. When we take this number and multiply by 100, we are going to have to round to the nearest percent, and that is what the problem said. So you're going to look at this, and this 6 is larger than 5, so this is going to round up to 67%. Now please try the car problem as a U try. So you should take $12,000 and subtract $8,000, which means that this car has been marked up $4,000. The 4,000 goes in the numerator. The original, or the cost in this case, is $8,000. If you divide these, you'll get 0.5, and that is a 50% increase. Now we're on to the inside top left of your notes. This problem is going to be asking for us to find the selling price based on the percent markup. So we have Kohl's buys its jeans at a cost of $11. When it sells the jeans, they are marked up 115%. So we need to find the selling price. And it does say to round to the nearest dollar as needed. So first off, we're going to find the markup amount. So it's increasing by 115%. So you take 11 and you multiply by the equivalent decimal to 115%. So 115% is 1.15. 11 times 1.15 is going to be $12.65. Now it says round to the nearest dollar is needed, so we need to round this to the nearest dollar. This 6 is bigger than a 5, so that's going to round this up to $13. Then the second step is to find the selling price. So what's happening is we're adding 13 to the original cost because it's getting marked up $13. And so therefore the customer is going to have to pay $24. Now there is a method 2 to this one, which is understanding that the original cost, $11, is 100% of that original price. And then it's going to be marked up an additional 115%. Therefore, the selling price is 215% of the cost. So if we do the setup with 215%, we would multiply 11 by 2.15, and that will be $23.65. And then we have to remember to round to the nearest dollar because that's what the problem said, and that's how we get $24. If you wanted to add method 2 to your notebook, you could add it to like the binder paper part of your notebook, but it's not required. So here is the part that was pre-written on your notes, so you should have filled in the blanks. Please try 2B as a you try problem. A car dealership purchased a car at a cost of $18,000. When the dealership sold the car, the percent markup was 8%. Find the selling price. So in this case, we're marking up the car 8%. So 18,000 times 0.08 would be 1,440. That's how much more the customer is going to have to pay. Therefore, the price is the cost plus the markup, which is $19,440. Now, if you wanted to do method 2, you would have done 108% times 18,000, which would give you the same answer of 19,440. You do not have to have both methods on your note sheet. For example 3, we're going to find the percent markdown. So I want you to think about how you think you would find the unknown percent if this computer is being marked down from a selling price of $750 to $600. So our first step is that we do need to find out how much it's been marked down. So 750 minus 600 is 150. 150 is how much the price has changed by. It started off at $750. So that's the original amount we would put in the denominator. We divide those two values and we'll get 0.2. Therefore, 100 times 0.2 2 is 20%. So it is a 20% markdown. 4A has been pre-done for you, and it is one of probably the most challenging problems in regards to markdown. The first key concept is that the common mistake is that when you have a problem like this, students think you can add the 2%, which you cannot do. So the problem says the selling price of an item is $400. After not selling for a couple months, it is marked down 15%. And then it still doesn't sell for a few more months, so it's further marked down 30%. And then we have to find the sale price after both markdowns. So just so you not just students make the mistake of doing 15 plus 30 equals 45%, and then 45% of this. Adults do this mistake. When I worked in retail, I knew adults that thought you could just add these 2%. You can't. You have to do it differently, because when you take 15% of 400, it's going to reduce this number. And then you're going to take 30% of a smaller number. So therefore, it's not equal to 45%. It's actually equal to less than a 45% discount. So how we're going to start this problem doing method 1 is we're going to find 15% off of $400. So 15% of 400 is $60. That's how much you're going to save. So the new price is going to be 400 minus 60, which is $340. Now, if we were doing method 2, instead of doing 15%, we would do 100 minus 15%, which is 85%. So the new sales price is going to be 85% of the original price. So 85% of 400, you take this and multiply by 0.85 will be $340. Now that's the new price that's on the shelf. So remember, it now is marked at $340. So it doesn't sell, and the store decides to mark it down 30% more. So $340 times 0.3 will give us $102. That's how much you're going to save from the second discount. So 340 minus 102 will give you a final sale price after 2 markdowns of $238. Now, using method 2, instead of a 30, what number goes here? Well, you do 100 minus 30, which is 70, and then 340 times 0.7 will be our final answer of $238. Here is the pre-done part of the notes, and you should have filled in the blanks in order for your notes to make sense. I put little stars to show that this number will then go here, and this number will then go here. And you should probably also highlight those values. So please try 4B as a you try problem. The selling price of an item is $700. It is going to be marked down 25%, and then it's going to be further marked down 10%. Find the sale price after both markdowns. So using method 1, you're going to find 25% of 700, which is $175. You're going to have to subtract to find the new sales price. So that's $525. That goes down here. Then we're finding our second markdown. 10% of $525 is $52.50. That's how much you're going to save. So you need to do $525 minus $52.50. And the final answer is $472.50. If you did method 2, this is the way your math should be. You do not have to do both methods. If you want to write both down, you can, but those would be the numbers for method 2, and you should still get the same final answer. Congratulations, you have finished topic 3.6, which is the last topic in our percentages unit.